What if I told you this? Humanoid robots from Japan, China, and the US may look almost identical, but they're already heading down three completely different paths. And the surprising part is, you'd never notice it just by watching them move. I just got back from IREX Tokyo, the largest robotics expo in the world. Every major robotics company was there, showing off their newest prototypes and production machines. And on day one, Kawasaki revealed the Kaleido 9. At first glance, it looks like a classic humanoid. But the moment it moves, something feels different. Slow, deliberate, cautious. Almost like an 80-year-old man trying not to lose his balance. But one day, earlier in China, something completely different appeared. EngineAI's T800. Flying kicks, door kicking, torque bursts, impact moves. A totally different energy, like a 20-year-old athlete at peak condition. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, Tesla's Optimus keeps getting updated at a surprising pace. Folding laundry, handling eggs, sorting objects, collaborating. Not powerful looking, but undeniably more intelligent with every update. Put these three robots side by side, and suddenly you notice something. They may look similar, but they're nothing alike. And the first place this difference really shows is China. When you watch the T800, the kicks, the impacts, the bursts of torque, you feel this raw physical power. And that's not for show. It's the path China chose. Because behind that power-first style is China's real environment. Factories everywhere, huge construction sites, dangerous, physically demanding jobs. Robots aren't built to dance in a lab. They have to lift, carry, resist force, and handle real work. So the logic becomes simple. Give the robot a body that can actually do the job, and build the brain later. But if you think strong hardware alone is enough, you're missing how fast things move in China. Just one day after the T800 launched, Unitree, quiet for almost 2 months, suddenly dropped a fight demo of its H2 and G1, sparring like martial artists. And that already tells you a lot. Chinese companies react to heat instantly. Competition is fierce. Everyone scrambles for attention. Everyone must prove they're still ahead, not to impress, to survive. So this whole ecosystem pushes companies to move fast and hit hard. Slow down, and you disappear. That's why the T800 doesn't perform those moves to look cool. It reflects China's approach: push the hardware to its limit, and let the AI catch up when it's ready. A completely different path from the one the US is taking. A lot of people watch Optimus and think, why is it so slow? Why does it look like it's doing yoga? But that's exactly what happens when you follow an AI-first route. Optimus isn't designed to be a powerful robot. It's designed to be the physical form of an AI agent, a kind of digital worker with a body. So the priorities shift. Can it learn on its own? Can it generalize tasks? Can it improve through software updates? Can the same AI scale across thousands of robots? The US has never relied on hardware superiority. Its strength is AI, software, and massive long-term investment, the perfect environment for building a robotic mind. Optimus is like a new employee learning a new skill every week. It becomes steadier, more capable, more aware, a robot slowly turning into a worker. So America's philosophy becomes train the brain first and let the body catch up later. And after seeing China focus on strength and the US focus on intelligence, you might wonder, is there a third path, a completely different direction? Yes. And Japan is exactly that. Because the moment you watch Kawasaki's Kaleido 9, you notice something unusual right away. It moves slowly, deliberately, cautiously, almost as if it's afraid to fall. If you're seeing it for the first time, you might think it looks weak, or even outdated. But that's because Kaleido was never designed for factories or warehouses. Its real destination is hospitals, nursing homes, rehabilitation centers. Places where the most important requirements are: don't fall, don't hurt anyone, don't scare patients, stay stable during human contact. In these environments, a robot has to behave more like a nurse, not a soldier or a special forces agent. And that naturally raises the big question: why are China, the US, and Japan heading in such different directions? Is any of this just coincidence? I don't think so. When you zoom out, something interesting appears. Every country is dealing with a different reality. Every country is holding a different set of cards. And the way engineers approach problems is shaped by completely different habits and expectations. Put those forces together, and you start to see why humanoids in China, the US, and Japan are drifting toward three very different futures. So let's begin with the question of what each country needs most. Japan already has some of the world's most advanced industrial robots. Factories can automate almost every repetitive task. But Japan also has one of the oldest populations on Earth, and a severe shortage of caregivers. So their humanoids naturally move toward healthcare. The United States, meanwhile, is chasing a different dream, a scalable AI labor force. Something that behaves like software, but works in the physical world. So their humanoids push toward intelligence, not strength. China faces the opposite reality, an incredibly dense industrial landscape with dangerous jobs and heavy physical labor everywhere. Robots that can actually work are the most urgent need. So China's humanoids move towards strength, durability, and rapid deployment. Now look at what each country is uniquely good at. Japan's specialty is reliability and precision, machines that can run for decades without failing. Perfect for medical and care robots. The United States excels in AI research and software engineering, supported by long-term capital willing to bet on a future built around a digital mind. China has something neither of them can match, a complete supply chain and lightning-fast engineering execution. If you can imagine a robot part, someone in China can build it fast. That naturally pushes China toward hardware-driven, real-world robots. And then there's culture. Japan values stability. The US values intelligence and innovation. China values getting things working now and making them better over time. Put all of this together, and you realize these routes were never choices at all. They were shaped by the world each country lives in. And that's why the three flagship humanoids feel like three completely different characters. The T800 feels like a factory worker, ready to step onto a production line. Optimus feels like a new employee, still figuring out how the world works. Kaleido feels like a careful nurse, always ready to support you. Same appearance, different destinies. Not who's stronger or who's weaker, but simply, what job was I created for? If you want clear, honest coverage of where humanoids are actually heading and what truly matters behind the scenes, hit subscribe. This is just the beginning.